Today we are going to start a new unit. I would like for you guys to take a moment, turn to your table partner, and discuss what do you think the Age of Enlightenment is?
I think it is the questioning of the church and using science to
No, that's fine. Go ahead with that thought. You're on the right track.
questioning of the church and using science to progress society.
That's a great answer. You guys are on the right track with that. So the Age of Enlightenment is an intellectual and cultural movement in the 18th century in which reason became the main source of authority and absolutism began to be questioned. Do you guys know what reason means?
Allow people to use their opinions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It allows people to think for oneself and to pass judgment without fear of reprimand. How about absolutism? Brooke.
It's a type of government where one person has completely unrestricted and uncontrolled rule.
Absolutely, like a monarchy or a dictator. Those are two terms that you're going to want to have in your notes too, because that is going to come up on a future exam. One of the more notable philosophers to this movement is an American philosopher named John Locke. He believed in life, liberty, and property, which are natural rights that are given to us at birth. Everyone has the right to preserve their life, and it is the government's responsibility to protect it. Everyone is free to act accordingly into which they would like to, as long as it does not affect another person's liberty. And everyone also has the ability to own property. His most famous writings are what heavily influenced our founding fathers to write the Declaration of Independence. Another philosopher is Montesquieu. He's from France, and he wanted to protect the people against an unjust government. Now, he had a lot of works that he felt passionately about, but this is one of the more notable ones that he's known for, which is The Spirit of Laws. Montesquieu's 1748 work, where he analyzed different forms of government and argued that separating powers was crucial for protecting individual liberties. This thought also is very heavily influenced on the Constitution. He also strongly felt that there should be a separation of power, and is the reason why we today have a legislative, judicial, and executive branch. Montesquieu was also responsible for the idea of the checks and balances system. He was concerned about tyranny amongst the government, and he wanted to make sure that each of these branches could check each other. The last philosopher that we're going to discuss today is Voltaire. He's also from France. One of the better known quotes for him is, "I disapprove of what you say, but I will defend to the death your right to say it." He advocated strongly for the separation of church and state and for our freedom of speech. He believed that it was the government's role to protect us. Voltaire strongly believed it was the government's responsibility to protect our freedom of religion and freedom of speech. He wanted religious institutions to not have political power. He felt that governance should be based on reason and evidence instead of beliefs, and that it was crucial to protect our civil liberties. Now, are you seeing some overlay between the philosophers? Yes. Voltaire's ideas also heavily influenced the French and American revolutions as well. I'd like to take a minute. I want you to write down in your notebooks these essential questions. I want you to take time to think about this. So I would like for you guys to think for a moment. How do these ideas impact you today? Any volunteers?
If we didn't have the separation of church and state, our government would be overrun by religion. I mean,
That's
it
a
already
great
is,
idea.
but it'd be worse.
Okay. Well,
To add on to Brooks, the religion mostly that the government would follow by would mostly be Christianity, because that's how the British came over first. Is mostly with the American, you know what I
Religious
mean?
pilgrimage.
Yeah, the mostly Christianity wanted to get away from it.
okay, so those are some great ideas. Do you think society would be different today if these philosophers never came up with these ideas? JJ?
Yes and no. I think that religion would still run the government, but I think people today would heavily be questioning and not exactly following them.
It's a great idea. I'd like for you to keep those in mind. Continue to chat with your table partners while I pass out your assignment. We're going to go over some vocab. I want to make sure that these names and these terms are instilled in your mind. Again, these are going to come up on unit tests going forward, and you will see these terms pop up on your Regents exam. So whatever you do not finish in class today will be homework for tonight. It'll be your ticket into class tomorrow.